everyone, welcome back to Cardvoyant. I'm Kris and I'm your Cardvoyant, and today I have something that's really quite different. This is something that I have been doing lately, and I'm still kind of experimenting with it, so I'm not offering it to clients yet. I've given several to family and friends, and in this reading you'll see a reading for Kathy, who I posted a previous video of her general reading, and afterwards I asked if anybody had any pets and was interested in a pet reading, and Kathy said yes because she has this adorable dog named Bentley. So this is a pet reading for Kathy about Bentley, and as you'll see, I have a set of cards that I use that I just love for pet readings. I'll leave some information below about the cards and where you can get them if you're interested. But as I said, this is a little bit experimental, although I did talk to Kathy afterwards and she said it rang very, very true. Part of the thing that you do when you read is learn how to sort of let go of any filter you might have, and that's very hard when you're reading for other people, because some things come up sometimes and you think, well, very quickly, well, is that dumb, or do I say that, or that seems kind of weird? And it takes a while to build up the absence of a filter to where you just say what comes to you, because often those kinds of things are the most important part of the reading. Well, I'm still kind of working through that with pet readings, and in fact in this reading there were a couple things that I thought and should have said, but I was hesitant, which is not good. And so this is one of the reasons that I haven't started offering these readings to clients yet, because I feel like I need to do more so that I can take down that filter. I did talk to Kathy afterwards about it and mention the things that you won't see in this kind of formal reading, and she validated them, so it was awesome. But it did make me think, stop putting up that filter. When I first started reading, I really had to work at that, at not putting up that filter. And it's something that we kind of all do, but as you do more readings, as you grow, even for yourself, you will allow that sort of earthly physical filter to disintegrate so that you can just convey the message from spirit. So with that, I hope that you will enjoy this reading for little Bentley, for Kathy regarding Bentley, and it'll just be an opportunity to see some other things that you can do with cards and also how I work. So thank you for tuning in, and I hope you'll enjoy it. Beginning. Okay, so I know you didn't ask a question, so I kind of was just asking about what you need to know or what would be good for you to know about him, but also kind of like what he would like you to know. So, and I don't even know, like I said, I don't have that much, I haven't done this that often, so I'm just kind of experimenting.
So what question? Who are you asking when you're saying you're asking?
Your guides. Your guides, and then I feel like there are guides that sort of are more involved with animals, because there are different animal souls aren't human souls. Do you know what I mean? So there is some sort of difference. There is a difference, and also a kind of a I feel like they're like, how people watch over you. I think people watch over animals, just in particular animals. So that's who I try to. And then I always try and talk with my guide and guides, but one in particular, and just say, help me figure this out. Help me, be clear and figure this out. So we'll see if we can do that with this. Okay, so you get the death card for a particular reason. Is this the only dog you've ever had in your life?
Oh, heavens, no.
Okay, that's why you get this, because this dog, this Bentley soul, has been with you before.
Oh.
And you may recognize that. There's sometimes when he like does a certain thing and you think, oh, that reminds me of, you know, Sugar or whatever the other dog's name was, or something like that. And he does this. He's like a companion through lifetime, where he's come through. He's come again and again and again. And at least 3 times. This is like at least the 3rd time, or I would say it is the 3rd time where he's come to you. And it's interesting because I think he comes to you at certain times, like when you particularly need it. And he has been there for you as almost like a child or teenager, or, you know, these early years, and then again sort of in the middle, and then now. And so it's that reassurance that it's not saying anything about him dying at all. This is about that reassurance that he's there for you through lifetimes, and very aware, and you probably sense this too, or you probably recognize this in him, very aware of when you need him. Like there's certain times when you may be feeling something and he'll like jump up and cuddle you or lick your face or something like that. It's because he's sensing that, and it's his role. That's the role he's taken on, is to be there for you. Now, this 5 of Wands, like I said, 5 difficult cards. And Wands, this is that same card with the fighting, you know, in the other deck. But it comes across in this deck for 2 things. One is that you see all the different dogs, and so that's representative of the same thing, that he's come in these different ways. But each of the dogs have had quirks because they are dogs. Ultimately, they are dogs. And so, as smart as he is, because sometimes you'll be like, oh, he's almost human. You know, he's so smart. He's still a dog. And he's extremely curious. And that's why, you know, you're talking about him running away. That it's nothing like, I want to get away from here. It's more like, what's over here? You know, and it's just like taking off. And it is something that you sort of have to watch out for, because he's just, he's a very smart little dog, extremely curious, and it's one of those things that can get him into trouble. Not just like leaving the house, but even like things that he does in the house sometimes. He's just like, you can be like, you know, what are you doing? And you might get mad, but it's just a little bit of mad. But it's nothing that is malicious. Of course, he's a dog, but it's nothing like, he's never going to learn. It's more like he's just so curious. He just wants to sniff everything and know everything and try again. And and it's like, I know I'm supposed to stay out of the trash, but I think there's something really good in there. You know, it's like he cannot deny that curiosity. And in a way, it's one of those things that you love about him. And this 9 of Wands is, okay, so then you've got some things that I asked about him, what he would kind of like you to know, and those are some of the things. And part of it is that I think your guides kind of want you to know this, that he cannot deny that dog part of himself. And so it's sort of like incumbent upon you to rein that in, to make sure that he's safe, to make sure that he loves other people, or he will go, he's curious about other people, and he will go to things like that. So you have to, like if you were at a dog park, you have to, not that you necessarily take him to dog parks, but if you were at a dog park, you would have to really keep an eye on him, because his curiosity could get the better of him, and what he thinks is playing might feel like aggression to another dog or something like that. So you have to kind of rein that in, but it's a role that you take on willingly, and he's just, I'm a dog, I'm happy, I'm a dog, you know, and stuff like that. And that kind of stuff that, yeah, exactly, that kind of stuff that you have to deal with is, for you, it's like worth, I mean, you would do that 10 times over to have what you get from him, right? And that's what this card is, because you have this 8 of Cups, which is just all about is all about the love that you have for this dog, but it's not just this dog, it's this animal soul that has been through you before. And this Eight of Cups is often like a transition card, so it is reminding you. I mean, I feel like he's going to be with you for a long time, but
he's going to bury you.
No, his dog life is shorter than your life, but it's a very long time. But I don't know that he comes back to you again, but he is waiting for you.
Aww.
On the other and other animals too. Maybe not even just dogs, but definitely other dogs, like 3 or 4, waiting for you. It's almost like I can see them. And see how this is the river? That's very symbolic of this, in this instance, of this crossing over that comes eventually for everybody and everything. And it's to let you know that this love is so like deep that that's not always an easy transition, but he will be there because there's a bond. And animals just do that. You know, they're there for you on the other side, waiting for you, because they're almost like servants to your heart, and that's what they do. That's just what they do, willingly and happily, and that's what he does and what he has done. And this is, you get the Queen of Wands, because to know that this spark that is in him is something that burns, and that's why it comes across in this particular card in this particular way, that burns in him. And this dog would do anything for you, has done anything for you, but again, he's a dog, so you have to and that doesn't mean you don't pamper him and stuff like that, because you totally do. But you do have to help him control his doggy natures in order to keep him safe, but also in order to keep him happy, because he would, he might sit there and eat 10 pounds of chocolate if you, if you didn't pay attention. So you don't give him 10 pounds of chocolate. Do you know what I mean? But to know that part of him that is connected to you burns very brightly and also eternally. And I do feel like, I mean, what I kind of like in my mind's eye, what I see are 4 or maybe 5 dogs waiting for you. But I do feel like for him, and it may be dogs that even that you didn't actually own, but you were close to, like other people's dogs, or dogs that you had, it's interesting because it's like short periods. They may have been short periods, however form that take. But this particular dog has been with you, like I said, I think 3 times. And those are whatever dogs he was before, you were particularly close to. And so coming back this time, it's just like stepping back, like it just feels so natural, like it's almost a feeling of like he's back, even though you may not have put it that way when you found him, but it's just such a close and natural feeling that it is kind of that. I'm back. Here I am again.
Cool.
But yeah, it's almost like a soulmate relationship. I was going to say it is though.
Your soulmate as a dog.
You got
it is almost like a soulmate relationship.
So the next time Matthew can let you be out, I get it. It's not like I haven't been a guy. I have.
Been there, done that. Don't give it to me.
But just like in the pictures, he hasn't always been this small.
He hasn't. You're right.
So this is different. Part of the reason he is small is for you to be more of a protector and nurturer. That's kind of one of those lessons that you just learn or want to take on. It's a small part of the other lessons in your life.
My very first dog I've ever had was this big. His name was Rags. No, that was Poodle.
That's cute.
Rags.
Cute name, Rags.
And I don't remember him particularly, but I had him up until I turned 5, and I have tons of pictures of me with him, so I know I loved him.
Well, there you have it, a pet reading for little Bentley and for his human Kathy. I hope you found it interesting. I hope that you're finding these reading videos interesting. If you are, and if you're enjoying the channel at all, I hope that you'll subscribe, ring the bell if you'd like notifications about new videos. Tell your friends and family, co-workers, whoever, tell everyone. But I do hope that these are resonating with you and is something that will help you in your own journey with tarot, help you understand some of the things that tarot can be used for and the ways in which it can help you in your life. I hope that you'll come back for other videos. I'll have several coming up. We'll also continue with the tutorials for learning tarot cards with the Cups cards, and then we'll be done with the tutorials, but we'll start some other things that might be like kind of a little more advanced, and those should be fun too. So I do hope you come back. I do appreciate you watching so much. It's so fun to see the comments and to know that people are enjoying what I'm doing. And until the next time when we'll have another new video, I'm Kris and I'm your Cardvoyant, and bye-bye.